Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, August 9th. It is 3:22 right now. Market's going to open in about 8 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick, and then we'll get started with the session shortly. Let's see. I have a couple issues with my MC4 this morning. When I reopened it, it looks like it had me in a trade, which is weird. Luckily, I closed it out in profit already, so no issues with that. It's really weird. Anyways, let me just go ahead and finish setting this up real quick, and we'll get started shortly. Everything looks good from here. This link sent out to you guys on the premium. There we go. All right, guys, a link sent out right there. Give it a few minutes for people to make their way in. So, we have a few more things to say about here. All right, guys, morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, August 9th. It is 3:24 here in Honolulu, Hawaii. Market's going to open in about 6 minutes. So let me make sure everything's good here. People are still joining. See who's here. Morning, Peter. Morning, Al. Morning, Karen. Morning, Kenny. Man, I had an issue with my MT4 this morning, guys. When I opened my laptop, my MT4 froze, and when I reopened it, I was in a position for a sell. Luckily, it closed me out in profit for like $600 and no loss. It's super weird. I think I need to close my MT4 every time I close my computer now, because I had left it open yesterday and it froze. And when I tried to reopen it, it entered me into a sell, which I definitely did not want to enter a sell, for obvious reasons, right? Where there's no bias right now with regard to the trend. So thankfully it worked out for me, but been an issue right there. Morning, Matt. Morning, Marlon. Morning, Saren. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Karen. Morning, everybody. Morning, Al. Morning, Maria. Guys, if there's any issue with the volume, just let me know. I have all of the doors open right now, so I can barely hear myself. So I'm not sure if you guys are having issues hearing me. If you do, just let me know so I can close the doors, but it should be fine. Hey, Stephen, morning. All right, guys, 6:26 or 3:26 here now. So the market is going to open shortly. Let's take a look at the bias right now. Morning, David. Looking over here at the bias right now, we currently have a 65% retail sentiment, indicating that 65% of retail traders are currently selling. So we probably want to buy today. With regard to sentiment, looking over at the fundamentals are currently neutral. So with that said, there's not really much right here with regard to the fundamentals, but the sentiment is indicating a buy. So we're probably going to have somewhat of a bullish bias overall. Short-term bias is neutral right now, though. Let's check the calendar real quick to see if there's any news. No news today aside from this tentative IBD TIPP economic optimism, but that's about it. Just getting back to the charts over here. The charts are currently, it looks like they're attempting to be bullish right now, which is going to be in our favor. If that's the case, then we have a bullish bias because overall bias is going to be bullish and short-term bias is going to be bullish as well. So right now it's a bit neutral here on the trend because the pivots here are crossing over. Trend meter's blue, but it looks like it's attempting to swing to the upside. So we'll probably be looking for some buys today. But other than that, I think that's about it for right now. Let me just post this up over here as well. All right, looks like we are good to go. So market is opening shortly, guys, in the next 3 minutes. We're probably going to be looking for some buys. We do have a bullish bias right here, or a bullish momentum right now, so we're definitely going to be looking for some buys. A couple of things that you want to be careful for is going to be these sessions over here. As you guys can see, there's sessions coming up right here, pretty close by. But other than that, should be fine. So, all right, market is opening shortly. All right, guys, we've got about a minute and 20 seconds to open. So you just want to be careful with the sessions right here. But other than that, we should be good. So just a reminder, guys, if I do see the breakout, I'll mark it up. I'm probably not going to take the breakout. Main reason I'm not taking the breakout is because I don't want to tie up my leverage with that one trade. It's a bigger move, 500 pips, which would prevent me from taking scalps. So I'm mainly going to be looking for the SR rejection and K2 high-low scalps. Those are the main things I'm looking for because they both complement each other. Possibly pivot scalps if they do come up. But for the most part, I'm looking for SR scalps and high-low rejections or high-low scalp, sorry. Skip it there. All right, guys, market's opening in 20 seconds. All right, guys, market is now open. So let's see where this goes. We currently have a sell momentum signal running right now. So in order for us to take some buys, we need price to have a bullish momentum. But right now, we're just gonna let this thing bounce around. So there's no bias right now with regard to the trend. So we just gotta wait for a bias. So either way, there's not gonna be anything for us to take at the moment. This right here, I actually know. So we would need a buy signal here in order to take this entry for a scalp. But it's right at the session, so I would not be taking the trade even if it closes. We do have the wick rejection off the structure below here, but we don't have the buy signal. So we have wick rejection off the structure, no buy signal. This buy signal here may be closing. Let's drag this down a little bit. So either way, we have rejections here on the bottom side, but we don't have that buy signal. We need that buy signal in order to solidify our entry. However, we don't, it's going to be right at the session. So either way, there's not going to be an entry here for us to take. So just be patient, guys. Don't try to like force any trades now. You know, if there's nothing clean that comes up, just wait. There's going to be something good that comes up later. So here goes. Price starts to drop below. I can see the trend meter here is turning red, but we don't have any wick rejection off any of this structure here. So the trend right now is super, it's super neutral. You can see here the pivots are starting to shift. So we might be looking for some sells here, guys. It's just a matter of confirming this drop here. So if it closes down right here, okay, so this might be a sell over here actually. The only problem with this is that it's right at the sessions below. So there's a sessions here. I believe it's a New York low right here. So even if this closes, it's going to be a risky entry because the New York sessions low is going to be right there. But we'll see. If it closes as a decently long red candle, then we can possibly take it, but it doesn't look like it's going to close like that here. Thanks, Maddie. So this might be a scalp right here. It's too close to the sessions though, so I'm not going to be taking it. Yeah, I would have hit TP already. It looks like it's going to. So this is an entry right here, but there's a sessions right there. Let me just hide this SRs and the drawings. You guys can see the sessions are just way too close. So not looking to take that right there, guys. You guys can see there's a bit of a gap right there. So no entry off this right here. You know what I'll do is I'll watch it. If it comes back down, maybe I'll take it for a late entry. But right now, no. Also, this candle here wasn't, I mean, there was a big wick on both sides. So you guys can see that it wasn't a strong, not necessarily a strong red candle, but it wasn't a solid red candle. Big wick on the top, big wick on the bottom. This is kind of similar to a doji, but a bigger body in between. So no entry off that. We're just going to keep waiting, guys, and be patient. This is the only entry, so we're just going to wait. We might even have a better entry up here if we get a wick rejection and a red candle. Just gotta let that close. There we go. As price starts to swing back up, we have the buy signal here. All right, so we're just waiting for it. Yeah, Maddie, it's super choppy around those periods. So here goes, price pushes up right here. This is perfect. This is exactly what we were looking for. So now that price is pushing back up, because we do want to take buys here. We're going to want this to close above here with the buy signal. And then once this closes above with the buy signal, we want to get that wick rejection on the bottom side. Reason why I'm looking for a buy is because overall bias is bullish. Bias prior to open was also very bullish right here. So, all right, we want this to close above here. We also want it to close with the buy signal. So let's see if it closes above there. A couple of the issues right now is just the sessions, which is super close right there. Looks like these SRs over here disappeared. Okay, perfect. So we got. All right, so if this closes right here, this is going to be a scalp for a buy. You need to close as a green candle with that buy signal though. So just keep that in mind, guys. Charts are kind of messy right now. So we need this to close with a buy signal, and it needs to close with this, at least a decent green candle. Might be too big though. Yeah, this candle here is too big. I'm not going to enter it, guys. The candle here is too big. It's way bigger than the stop loss. So I'm going to have to hold off on it. So I'm not taking this trade right here. There wasn't even a buy signal, so there was no entry for us to take to begin with. So we need that buy signal to close with a candle. No entry off that. You guys got to just be patient, guys, and wait for it. Thanks, Maddie, for the update. Maddie confirmed there was news at 2:58 and 5:30. So there was news at 2:58 and 5:30. I'm going to go mark that up real quick so that we don't miss that. So 5:30, which was right here. And 2:58, which was right there. Okay, so I've marked up news price right there. Price was right at news price. Thanks, Manny, for that heads up. Either way, there wasn't going to be an entry there. So there was no entry there because it was right at news price. Also, there was no buy signal that closed, so there's no momentum in that direction. Opening price is going to be right there. And we should be good to go. So other than that, we do have the buy signal here. However, we just don't have any entries that have come up yet. So let's see. We're looking for a wick rejection off the bottom side. Sorry, guys. It's so windy out here in July. It's blowing around. So there's no entry over here right now. We're looking for a wick rejection off the bottom and a green candle. However, you guys can see that there's a lot of sessions right here. So a lot of red flags sitting around. We have the London low, Asia low, and then the price pushes down here. We have news price, and opening price. And then if price pushes down here, we have the New York low as well. So it's just a matter of being patient and waiting for this to confirm. So we might have an entry right here, but it's going to be too close to the sessions. You can see right here, Asia low, London low. Also, Sam said the FTMO spread right now is wild. Yeah, it's higher than usual. It's 180 right now. So it's pretty high, guys. I would just sit tight, let price break out one direction or the other, and then we can start looking for entries. It's right at the sessions again right here. I know there's an entry coming up right here. There's a rejection off this K2SR. It's a somewhat decent green candle. However, the problem with this here is that it's right at the sessions. You guys can see the lines right here, Asia low, high low. This would have been the entry if there was no red flags there, but obvious red flags right now. See if it hits. So it's almost there, and it's going to almost there. I'm not in this position, guys. I'm just following it. But there was a London low right here and Asia high. So either way, no entry for us to take. I'm just going to follow it to see if it actually hits, which looks like it's going to, and it hit full TP. So full TP right there for that entry. Unfortunately, we couldn't take it. It was like literally at the sessions. Now, what a messy market this morning. But it's all good. Just got to wait for it to break out. Realistically, we wanted to break outside of like this whole area right here. This is just a bad area to be trading. A lot of red flags, sessions, news price, etc. Once price pushes above here, we'll have more opportunity to take these buys. Just keep in mind, it's only 6:40. We've only been in the market for 10 minutes. We have a lot of time to continue trading here. Another possible entry right here. The only problem is that it's going to be right at the news price. Yeah, David's right. David said Trap Tuesday. Exactly. Patricia said chill, candles are crazy right now. Something is up and spread on all props is nuts. Yeah, no, and I agree with you, Patricia. We just gotta wait for a bit. It's trap between the sessions right here. Yeah, Maddie, I agree. Yeah. Maddie said this might be an entry, but no entry, tap sessions. Yeah, never mind, tap sessions. Yeah. So no entry right here, guys. We just got to wait for it to push outside. The spread right now is pretty great. It's starting to lower now, though. So spread is typically around 140. Right now it's at 160. It was at 180 short, a few seconds ago. It's starting to come back down. Let's see what Kenny got over here. Kenny's king of fake news. We got. Okay, so Biden's going to speak at 7 o'clock. Great. We got Biden speaking over here. Science chips and Science Act to stimulate U.S. semiconductor production. All right, so we got Biden coming up in a bit. We'll see. He's talking at 7. Thanks Kenny for that. Kenny's like the king of fake news. He knows exactly what's going on, whatever this stuff going on YouTube. So thanks for that, Kenny. I marked it up right here at 7 o'clock. Let's see if we get a wick rejection off the structure right here. Possible buy. We don't have it yet, but it will confirm shortly. Today's back to choppy markets. Markets are pretty smooth for the past couple days, but now it's been choppy. I'm gonna go over here on the clean chart and just mark everything up, show you guys how messy the market is. Alright. So here is the clean markup right here. You can see price drop and it came up. Now it's just in a range. So there's not too much really going on right now with regard to the market in general. We have a high right here. We've got a low right here, and price is just in a huge range right now. Not much going on at all. I guess I can mark up these high lows. But yeah, not really much going on. Sideways movement. So we got the wick rejection right here, but no green candle. This is like a doji, so it wouldn't really be one that we would take. The spread is starting to drop down a little slower. I mean, a little lower. It's currently at about 150 points. Typically, it's at 140. So it looks like the market's starting to calm down a bit. So possible buy here if this closes as like a decent green candle. It's gonna have to close like pretty solid though. It can't be like some random doji or like small candle. It's gonna have to be oh gosh. Yeah, Maddie said red flag though. It's wicking off the sessions. Thanks for the heads up, Maddie. So I'll follow this trade right here. If it closes a buy, I'm not gonna take it. We're just going to follow it. So all right. Nope. All right, so I'll just follow it right here. I'm not taking the trade, guys. It's at a red flag. It's wicking. It's too close to the sessions. Full TP again right there. So two of the risky trades today were both full TPs. They're just really risky trades though. So I did not take either of them. Yeah, I'm going to take a screenshot of my profits from that accidental trade earlier. So if you guys are just joining, I'll just take a screenshot of it so I can show you guys, but I'll just kind of explain what happened with this. Because I know later when I post the profits, people are going to ask like, you know, where that trade came from and whatnot. So 1,660. 2,710. So we haven't taken any trades yet, guys. I just had this trade that ran when I opened my MC4 this morning. It was an accident. Well, it wasn't even an accident. For some reason, my MC4 froze when I reopened it. I was in a trade already. I thought it was a glitch, but I looked at my phone and it was actually running. So I was like, yeah, but I did make profit off it. So we got this sell signal over here closing. If the sell signal closes, we'll start looking, or actually, no, I'm not going to be looking for any sells because the trend is still bullish. And the market is it's super choppy today. There's no direction at all. Price pushed up, or it pushed down, then it pushed up. Now it's pushing back down. So we got the sell signal there, but no entry. So I'm going to post this up right here. And I'll put a description there so that you guys can see where that one came from. Okay, so there's no entry here yet. We're looking for a buy signal. We need buy momentum to come up to take that buy. But this is the trade that I told you about this morning. I was setting up for the live at 6:20. You can see this entry came out at 6:18 when I turned on my computer. Unfortunately, well, I mean, fortunately, but unfortunately, it was an accidental trade. But fortunately that it closed out in profit. As soon as I looked it up, it was when price kind of dumped right here. Where is it? 6:18 right here. So I literally got super lucky because as soon as I opened my computer, it was like in profit right here. So I just closed it as soon as it dropped. And that's where I made, this profit right here. So just a heads up so that you guys aren't like confused with like why I have a sell entry there. I didn't take any sells this morning. Purposely, I didn't take any trades at all this morning. So there's no entries here that I've taken at all. That was just an accident. So we got a new zone over here. Let's go and mark this up quick. Still no buy momentum. Yeah, still no buy momentum right now. Well, let me just put a little description here. Yeah, what a weird market today, right? Looks like some of you guys here did post up some profits. So let me just check what you guys did. It looks like some of you guys actually took those risky trades from earlier. So Kenny over here actually took the risky buy. He made 80 bucks off that trade. Nice work, Kenny. Let's copy these over real quick. There was a couple more here that you guys locked in. Let me scroll up real quick. So Al over here, he took the buy as well, locked in a total profit of 643. Nice work, Al. And Mauricio over here as well took the buy, locked in a total profit of 6,270 for this morning. Nice work, Mauricio. Great work, guys. So as you guys can see, some people here did take some of the riskier trades and still locked in profit. David over here as well. He's up 43 for the day. Nice work, David. But just a reminder, there's no official trades that have been taken today. Even myself, the trades I took were accidental. So for now, we're just going to keep waiting for something to come up. So we still have a sell signal right now, but we don't have anything for us to take. We have a sell signal. We need a wick rejection off the structure above here. But even if we were going to get to that, we have news price right here. So it wouldn't even matter because we don't have anything to take at that time. So there's going to be a possible sell right here, actually, but it's like literally at news price. So we got that wick rejection there, but it's not a red candle. If we get a wick rejection off the top part, okay, so as price continues to drop lower right here, I still don't think I would take it. So even if we get a sell entry right here, guys, I'm probably not going to want to take it because the pivots over here are still bullish. The trend here is still overall bullish as well. You can see how it's green below here. It went from green, one strip of red, blue, which means it's neutral, back to green, some red, and back to green there. So just in general, it just doesn't look like a good entry at all. So I'm going to hold off, guys. I'm just going to keep waiting. I'm going to be patient. There just isn't anything for us to take right now, unfortunately. This zone over here just got bigger. So let's go back to the clean chart over here. Clean chart. You guys can see there's like literally no direction. Here's the high, here's the low, and it's pretty much just going sideways. And what's up with my charts? You guys see that? All my drawings here just disappeared. I don't know what's going on with MT4. Not just MT4, but in general. Trading views looks like it's having issues as well. Okay, so there's a possible entry right here for a sell. It's getting close to the session zone. No, I'm not going to take it. It needs to like actually reject off the structure. This wick rejection is like it's bouncing off it, but it's not like really rejecting. The wick has to be like within the structure and rejecting off it. Yeah, and I agree, D. So right there. I'm not taking the trade though, guys. We're just gonna follow it to see if it pushes. I'm pretty sure it'll probably push through, but the wick rejection right here is it's just not clear enough. Whenever you guys see a trade like this where it's not super clear, just skip it because there's like 20 entries a day anyways. So even if we miss this one, there's going to be another one after. So full TP again right there. Unfortunately, all of the trades that came up, we had 3 trades today that came up were all risky because they just weren't clear entries. They all hit full TP. Yeah, Maddie said rather wait and rather sit and save capital. I agree, Maddie, 100%. Because now it's right down here at the sessions again. There's just no direction. If you look over here on the clean chart, I mean, you can't even see it anymore because my lines keep disappearing for whatever reason. It's annoying. Let me see if I can. Yeah. So my lines here just keep disappearing. Let's go over here real quick. So I marked it up at 6:30, 7, and 8 o'clock. We got a high right here. And we got a low right there. Save that, turn that off. You guys can see there's no direction. Oh my God. As soon as I drew my lines here, it just came right back up. The lines from earlier. I don't know what's going on. Looks like there's a connectivity issue with TradingView. There's connectivity issue with MT4. The spread's going back to normal in MT4 though. It's back to 150. It's not at 140, but it is at 150. Mauricio said, love this trading style. Yeah, no, definitely, Mauricio. It does bring back like our trading memories from earlier this year, right? Lots and lots of wins, no losses. I mean, it's pretty solid. And this is what we're going to stick to for the rest of the year. We're probably just going to keep sticking to this for the rest of trading, really. If you guys don't like scalping, you know, this is probably not going to be for you. If you don't like making quick, fast profits every single day, then this is probably not going to be for you. If you're like more on the side of intraday trading, swing trading, you like those slow trades that don't really hit very quickly, then you know this type of strategy is probably not going to be for you guys, unfortunately. But I mean, you guys are welcome to sit back and watch everyone else make profits if like this is too stressful for you. Mauricio said, if you're not on the side of making money, this is not for you. LOL. I agree. Maddie said, I wonder how this will be during the winter in a volatile market. It's going to be a lot better, Maddie, because we're going to have a lot more rejections and continuations. So during the winter, it's going to be even better, bro. It's like this strategy is actually not even in its fullest form right now during the summer because it's so slow, right? There's no clear direction, price going back and forth. In the winter, fall and spring, when the market's actually moving really quick, this is going to be even more lucrative because you're going to have like, instead of having 20 entries a day, you're going to have like 30, 40, 50, 60 entries a day, right? You know, you're going to be racking up some like CSUK profits when CSUK would take trades like this, but he would take them off the pivot. So he trades something somewhat similar, but he trades off the pivots instead of the SRs, which is pretty much the same thing. I know, right, Manny? That's gonna be your new daily goal, 20K a day. Yeah, Jamie said scalping the US30 is what drew me to join K2. Yeah, no, definitely. And this is what we're gonna stick to, guys. In the past, I tried too hard to cater to like other people who join K2. There's a lot of new members who join K2 and they don't like scalping. They wanted me to focus more like on some one-to-one strategies, intraday and swing, but that's just not the way I trade. I'm a scalper. So we're gonna keep trading this way. And I'm gonna try to make you guys as much money as possible. I mean, myself included. We're all here to make money, right? We're in the business of making money, not really pleasing other people. So yeah, C6 said you get those days where you can hit over 100 entries. Yeah, no, I agree. C6 crazy. If you guys have seen C6 profits or his trades, this dude will take like crazy amount of trades. Let's see where C6 at. I'll look at that later. But anyways, we have a possible entry right here if it closes with the buy signal. However, if it closes with the buy signal, I'm not going to take this trade because the trend right here is bearish. You can see this choppy market is just not something to play around with right now. Trend meter is currently red. We need the trend. We need the trade to be going in the direction of the trend. So right now the trend is bearish. So even if this closes here as a buy, I'm not going to take it. Would be a really nice entry though if it did close properly, but it's not going to fit the criteria. Trend meter has to be green. So I'll follow it, but I'm not going to take the trade. So this is not going to be a trade that I plan on taking, guys. I just want to follow it to see if it hits because it doesn't fit all criteria. If you guys remember the markups that I did yesterday, I mentioned that you could trade with the strategy in both ways. It's just really risky. So I'm not in this trade right here. We're just following it. But technically you can trade the strategy both ways. It's just you're going to run into more losses, obviously, because it's not a safe way of trading. It's super risky. Looks like the zone over here also expanded. So let me check this real quick. Yeah, this is just one huge zone now. So now I just got to move this. I just got to update the zone. So, all right. So this is gonna be down here, down here. All right. So let me just turn this off real quick. I don't want to get you guys confused. There's a huge overlap in zones right here. Even this one down here pushed down a little lower. So if we get a sell signal here, I mean, either way, we're not going to have an entry because the session sits right here below, unfortunately. Yeah, there's not going to be an entry here. Even if we get a sell signal, what I want to see here is I want to see price drop below this point because we have the New York sessions low right here. So you can see the New York low. I want price to drop below here. Come back for the retest and continue dropping. If we get that, then great. We'll start looking for some sells, but right now we just don't have anything right at the moment. All right, so price is dropping right here. And I believe Biden is now speaking. Thanks, Maria, for the update. He's supposed to start speaking at 7. So I'll mark that up right there. PC is asking, why don't we also add scalping using the pivot rejection so we have more entries? More entries isn't necessarily good, PC. If you're looking for more losses, yeah, go ahead and do that. We're looking for quality entries here. So that's the main reason why. Less is more in a lot of cases. I don't trade to lose, I trade to win. So if you want to look for more entries, I mean, you're more than welcome to use the pivots, but it's not going to be the same type of entry. You're going to have less quality entries because you're basically forcing trades at that point. Yeah, exactly. Like Maddie said more entries necessarily does not mean more wins because we've already done the data for this strategy. The data works. I mean, it's like 1 or 2 losses max per day. If you add the pivots to it, yeah, you might have more entries. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be more wins. So, quality over quantity. So that's why we're not using the pivots. Like maybe at some point in the future, yeah, we can create a different strategy for that. But for now, this is like what works and what we prefer to use. Because realistically, you need like 1 or 2 trades a day. That's really what it is. If you can do 1 or 2 trades a day, lock in 1.5 to 3% per trade, or even less, you can do pretty solid. It's yeah, Maddie said losses also come after the K2 live session. From Maddie's spreadsheet, he came up with 95.6% win rate for the live session last week. So pretty much all last week, Maddie did a full-on back test or forward test, and he came up with a 95.6% win rate for this strategy alone. So I would go with, I would prefer to stick with that. And Maddie even included the trades that we wouldn't have taken, which were the losses, were like basically the only losses. So it would have been an even higher win rate if they were avoided. It's really just finding stuff that has really high probability and sticking to it, because this strategy works all year round. It's not just like a summer strategy. It's not just a fall strategy or a winter strategy. It's literally a strategy that you can apply all year round, and it works in conjunction with like other strategies as well. Like if you wanted to apply, so for example, right here, you can see how this candle here broke and closed below this low. This was a high-low scalp. If you took that there for a sell, full TP right there. That's why I only use 2 strategies when I'm applying this certain one. There's like variations that you can apply. Like for example, right here, there's a variation V1 for a sell. That would have been a full TP there as well. But once you start mixing up strategies, you start to get a bit there's a lot of confusion. So I would just stick to like maybe 1 or 2 scalping strategies and then continue applying them that way. Pat said 1 minute snipe. Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, there's a lot of different strategies that you guys can apply here. Patrick said feels a lot like a 10-minute snipe on a smaller time frame. Rejection of SR zones and pivots. Yeah, no, it does, Patrick. 100%. It does. I mean, that's basically what's being applied, right? Because we are marking up the structures and whatnot. So there was another entry right here, guys, but it was rejecting off the news price right there. And I was just waiting for price to push away from this area. But yeah, there was another entry there for a sell. It's too late to enter. Looks like it's gonna hit CP. Or not yet. Was rejecting off news price right there. Kind of tempted to maybe take it for like a partial move or not or whatnot, but let me see if I can follow it. As it drops lower. It's too late to enter for the full move. Let's see how far it drops down from here. It's dropping down in profit. Let's see. All right, so I followed into this move right here, but I closed out early. I got scared. I shouldn't be following into these moves right now. It hit full TP. Well, it's going to hit full TP. When it pulled back right here, I should have just held it, but whatever. Being a chicken right now. Because these are risky entries right here, guys. So I followed into this move right here. This is where it's starting to like. You guys know this feeling when you guys have been waiting for a trade for so long and you start following into trades. It's not a good sign. I'm not going to count this trade right here, but I did take it for a partial move. When price pushed it back up to entry, it didn't hit TP yet. I entered. I pulled out when it got down to the session to these SRs right here. But yeah, I'm not going to count that trade. But I did take that for a partial move. It did hit full TP. I should have just held on to it, but it's okay. I only caught it for 450. All right, let me step away from the charts. So I'm just gonna keep watching now, guys. I could tell the phone was getting to me now because we've been waiting for like 40 minutes now, and we've been pretty much skipping these riskier entries. This was a risky entry as well because it's so close to the sessions. So I shouldn't have taken it, but I did take it for a partial move. So I'm getting some FOMO right now. Just need to sit tight and wait for it to provide some better entries. John said I FOMO'd for the full move. Yeah, Maddie said no more FOMO, Sean. Losing is the last thing you want in Hawaii. I agree, Maddie, 100%. So I'm not going to be taking anything until I see something that's like really good. Maddie's asking, Sean, when you mark up news price, is it based off Forex Factory news or my FX book? I do it off Forex Factory, Maddie. I haven't looked at my FX book yet. I haven't even looked at that in a while. But they do have, I mean, it's about the same, I believe, right? Or is it off by a little bit? Let me check. Man, they're still waiting for Biden. And I swear, Biden is always late. He was supposed to come on at 7 o'clock. He's probably not going to come on until like 9. This dude's late every time. Gotcha, Maddie. Yeah, Maddie said the news was at a different time. Yeah, I would probably go with Forex Factory. I've been using them for years, Maddie, and they've been like the most accurate. So I would just go with Forex Factory. Peter said Biden's handlers are prepping him on what to say. C6 said the shuffling feet walking takes some time, bro. Frazier said Biden's sleeping through his alarm. I know, right? Yeah, Biden's late to everything. Like I remember a couple months ago, he had a speech scheduled for like 10 o'clock. He didn't come on for like 2 hours later. That's what I hate about Biden. He takes forever. Like when Trump speaks, he's like on like early, or like when Obama would speak, he's like there right away. Biden here takes forever. Like we never know when he's really on. So as you guys can see, price is starting to kind of consolidate right here. I think a lot of people are waiting for Biden to speak. So price is not doing anything right now. It's just going sideways. A lot of people are just sitting out the market waiting for Biden to speak. Obvious reasons. I don't blame them. I'd be waiting as well. So we got another high here. Yeah, it looks like people are just waiting right now. There's not really much going on. Everyone's kind of just waiting for Biden to finish speaking or to even start speaking before they take anything here. That's too risky. So you can see how price is consolidating pretty hard. Right here, it's starting to squeeze. This is perfect because once price squeezes like this, it's going to break out one way or the other. So hopefully once Biden starts speaking, he'll push price one way. We start looking for some more scalps. But yeah, let me just take a screenshot of my profits. It looks like some of you guys here posted your profits as well. Scrolling down real quick, Scotty locked in a total of 450 for the day. He took that buy scalp from earlier this morning. Great work, Scotty. Mauricio over here, he took another sell scalp earlier, took a full profit of 8,500. And Mauricio's taking all of the risky trades and it's paying off. So Mauricio's literally taking every single trade that we've been identifying here on the live, even though they're risky, and he's been hitting them back to back to back. All these wins right here. 630, 631, 640, 649, 632. Huge wins all around. Mauricio, great work. Scotty over here as well. He took these other trades here as well. Total profit at 850 for the day. Nice work, Scotty. So I'm glad to see a lot of you guys here just following analysis and taking trades here and there. I mean, you guys are doing pretty amazing. I'll take a screenshot of my profits as well, and then we'll just keep waiting, guys. Nothing for us to take at the moment, unfortunately. Even if we were to get a buy entry right here, we do have a buy signal, so they start to shift to the upside. Trend meter is still red, so I'm not looking to take any buys right now. So I can move this down real quick. So I'm just going to sit tight and wait, even if we got a buy right here. which I wish it would not be right at the sessions. I mean, not the sessions, it's like literally right at the news price. So even if we were to take this here, it's gonna, there was no entry there. But if we were, doesn't look like it would have played out well. Anyways, let me just go and take a screenshot of my profits real quick. Let's see where I'm at. So now what's going on with my screen? Do you guys see that? It's like my trading view like shifts for some reason. I had a whole zone here earlier, and now it's like a different zone. I don't know what's going on with trading view. I swear, like, I'm pretty sure I'm not seeing shit. I don't know if you guys saw that. I had a big zone right here. I looked away for like 1 second. I came back and it split into two zones. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. Who knows? Yeah, Maddie said his went away too. Anyways, let me just take a screenshot of my profits. It's not like I'm looking to take any trades right now anyways. It's right at the session, so it wouldn't matter. Slippage on my FTMO account. So like, I'll show you guys my profits real quick. My copier made a lot more profit. Same with my MFF, nice. Damn, there's slippage on my accounts, but it worked in my favor. Looks like my copier is executed late. I made a lot more on my other accounts over here. So there's another entry right here. This would have been an entry for a buy. Unfortunately, it's right at the news price, so I wouldn't take it, but let's see where it goes. 70. Kenny said dumbass is on. So I guess Biden is now on. Thanks for the heads up, Kenny. Check the news real quick. All right, so we want to be careful right now. There we go. Biden, Pelosi, and the speaker right here. I forgot his name. What's his name? Like McConnell or something? Whatever. Anyways, doesn't matter. We're gonna be waiting for them to. Well, we'll see. If we see something good, we're gonna take it anyways, even if they're speaking. They're just gonna cause volatility in the market, which is actually gonna be a good thing for us because we do want that volatility. Let me just take this off. We can't take any buys right now anyways because the trend is currently a sell. So we're only looking for sells until that like shifts the other way. But let me just send you guys the screenshots of my profits. Again, there's no official trades that I took today, so there's just, I mean, there's nothing for us to really count. These are just I'm just showing you guys what, I mean, I guess I locked in. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so here are the trades that I locked in, or that FOMO trade that I took. Here's the buy. It looks like it's gonna hit full TP, but we're not looking to take that. I'm not taking the trade in either. But here, then there you go, full TP off that buy right there. We had a buy signal. This didn't apply though because the trend meter is red, so we couldn't take this trade. But as I showed you guys yesterday, you can technically take this strategy both ways if you know what you're doing. So if you wanted to trade it both ways and just ignore the trend meter and the pivots, there would have been a buy here because there's a buy momentum. There's a wick rejection off the structure here. Green candle right there. you could have taken that for a buy full TP. Not going to count, but I just wanted to show you guys there. We'll keep going over examples as we continue to push along so that you guys can be more acquainted and familiar with the strategy here. The strategy is really good. It applies in both directions. It's just really understanding when and where to apply it. So other than that, there's nothing for us to take right now. But anyways, here's my profits over here. Let me just go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is my first one. So this is my main account right here. You can see I locked in 450, total profit of 1,110. That was a trade that I FOMO'd into for the sell. There was an actual entry for a sell, but I didn't take the full move. However, there was slippage on my other account, so it did basically lock in the full move. Here's my FTMO copier. I locked in 950, close to 1,000, so some slippage there worked out my favor. Total profit of 1,660. Here's my MFF. I locked in 760 off this one. Total profit of 1,370. My second MFF, 740 off this one. Total profit of 1,340. And then my third MFF, lock in 750. Total profit of 1,360. So I mean, solid profit so far for the day. One accidental trade, one FOMO trade. Should not be taking either of those types of trades. But good thing is that I still made profit off it. There's another buy here coming up. The trend here is starting to shift. You can see the trend meter is turning green. However, another red flag here, unfortunately, is that it's going to be right at the session. So even though I want to take this trade, it's just too risky. Huge red flag right there, literally at the sessions. I'll follow it and I'll show you guys, but I'm not going to take the trade. We have a wick rejection right here off the structure. Green momentum, trend meter is green, pivots are starting to shift. Yeah, it's be an entry here, but it's going to be right at the session, so not one that I would take. Sessions are probably one of the biggest red flags. I definitely do not want to trade near the sessions. News price is kind of sometimes you can trade around news price, but for the sessions over here, definitely we're not going to take any trades around that point. That also didn't close as a good green candle. Like, it's not a decent green candle at all. It's basically a small body, huge wick. So no entry off that to begin with. So yeah, there's nothing for us to take right there. Let me just put a small description over here for this. About that FOMO sell. Sell session. All right, solid. So I'm just gonna put this in the groups over here so that you guys can see. Some of you guys did hold it for a full TP though, so solid. I put this in the other groups. If you guys have profits to post up, feel free to post them up. Don't feel shy. I know there's no official trades taken yet, but if you guys do want to share your profits, feel free. The thing about sharing profits, guys, is that it's not really about showing off. It's about just like, it's like self-motivation, right? You guys see a lot of people posting profits and then you want to profit. And then when you post profits, you're like, it makes you feel good about yourself, right? That's really what it is, guys. It's like morale. And it helps with your trade psychology. Because in a lot of cases, guys, these little wins, they add up. Like that's the thing. For me personally, I like to have little wins, like little consistent wins. Like, say every day I have 1 or 2 wins, right? Of like $1,000 profit. I'd rather have that than have one day where I'm making a $5,000 profit, and then the next day where I have a $5,000 loss. I'd rather have like a bunch of, I'd rather have a bunch of wins in bunches rather than having just one big win, having like a super high that day, and then the next day you have a loss and then you feel like shit, right? I'd rather have 2 wins here, 2 wins there, 2 wins there, and just feel good all throughout the week versus having, back and forth. Because it really messes with your trade psychology. And you guys know that, right? Whenever you guys have a loss, you guys are in a slump for like a whole week and you guys don't even want to trade. You guys are so scared to enter the next trade. But if you guys are scalping with me, you guys know that we almost always win. We like barely lose ever. So you're always in that mindset that, even if you take a loss, it's no big deal because the next trade is going to be a win. It's all about trade psychology, right? If you and that's like one thing that I've read about in like a lot of these like mindset books. A lot of times it's better to have these smaller wins, because it'll build you up it'll build up your confidence for that next move. So right now there's still nothing to take at the moment. If this comes back down, this is going to be a good thing because we are looking for some sells, but there's just nothing right now. So we got the sell signal here that's closing. If this closes, we might be able to take some sell entry as it comes. So right here, if this closes, we want price to push up a little bit, give a wick rejection, and continue to push down. That's exactly what we're looking for. Peter said, taking Sean's trades will be having you say yes when it hits TP. LOL. Yeah, no, definitely. It'll definitely make you feel that way. Because it's like, I don't know. For me, it's like so satisfying to see a TP, a scalp hit. And I'm sure it feels the same way for a lot of you guys. Because you're like basically waiting for like 30 minutes to an hour for like the perfect entry. And then as soon as it finally comes and it hits, it's like such a relief. And then you're pretty much done for the day. Let's see. I just saw your message, Jason, in the chat. Let me scroll up real quick. So there's no entries right now. But you said we're looking for sell stop 65 bias to 65% short. Yeah, well, bias doesn't matter, my dude. That's long-term bias. So long-term bias is, yeah, it's going to be we're looking for buys, but you're scalping, so you're not really looking for long-term bias. You're looking for short-term. Yeah, like what Maddie said. Maddie said long-term bias is a buy. Market is bouncing back and forth. So right now there's no real direction. Price is going back and forth, but since we're scalping, you can trade in either way. There's no requirement for bias with this strategy. If you're applying like one of the variations, the reason why you need a bias for the variations is because the variation is a reversal strategy, right? This is a continuation strategy. So the trend right now is bearish. We look at the trend for this type of strategy. That's why I am separating it. So I'm not applying variations with these SR rejections because they're totally different. So yeah, my dude, don't try not to confuse like the variations with the strategy. They're totally different. These are continuation while the variations are reversal strategies. So like for the variations, yeah, you want the bias because you want the trade to be going opposite so that you can take it in that direction. There's a possible sell right here, guys, but again, it's getting close to the sessions right here, so it is going to be a little bit iffy. Let's see if it comes down from here. Where's the news price right here, Maddie? I'm trying to see. Sorry. 7 o'clock. See what the news price is at. I gotta check the calendar. I'm like, no. Oh, because it deleted. It deleted me from earlier. This is the price from Biden's, well, when he was supposed to speak at 7. Gotcha, Maddie. Thanks for the heads up. Yeah, it was literally at news price. He said around the candle. Oh, did that news actually come out? Let me check. So Biden's will speak at 7. Also, we had, I know it's a tentative earlier. Oh, it actually came out at 7. Okay, thanks, Maddie. So there was actually, it said tentative earlier this morning, but it actually came out at 7. So good to know, Maddie. Pelosi's now talking. Thanks, Kenny, for the heads up. And today's market is just, it's all over the place. So I guess there's no entry for us to take. Just gotta wait again, fortunately. So there isn't anything for us to take at the moment. Let's see what time is it now? 7:37. Yeah, I mean, if I don't get anything coming up soon, guys, I'm probably just gonna sit out for the rest of the day. Like price hasn't even moved outside of this area. It's been pretty much within this area this entire time. You go over here to the clean chart. So as you guys can see, we did mark this up from earlier when price was pretty much ranging. It didn't really do much. It kind of just broke outside, and then now it's back within the same place it's been this whole time. So let me just go over here and mark up the high lows. Yeah, there's not much here to look at all. Price is pretty much just back into a range again. Ranges within this area. Trend is still somewhat bearish. So I'm gonna take this off. There's no entry there because of the news price. And good catch on that, Maddie. It was literally at news price, like literally on the news price right there, 7 o'clock. Yeah, other than that, there's not much for us to take right now. It's like it's just stuck between this whole area. As you guys can see where price is, the sessions are up here. So let me just draw a couple of things up here. The sessions are up here, so price hasn't really pushed away from this point. And then there's another sessions right here. So you can see from price movement today, price pretty much has been trapped between all of these red flags. Sessions, news price right here, news price right here, news price right here. I don't even have an opening price up here as well. So there hasn't been much of anything. Frazier said, signing off, back to work. Cheers, see you tomorrow, Sean. No trade today. Proud I didn't FOMO into and take red flags in trade red flags. Yeah, no, definitely, Frazier. That was, that's a win on in my book. Like if you guys didn't take any losses and you also didn't FOMO into any trades, that's good because that's gonna benefit you with your trade psychology and your ability to excel, right? That's really what it is. So Mauricio said, I'm out taking my money and running. Yeah, guys. So if I don't see any entries here within the next couple minutes, I think we're just going to wrap it up for the day. There's really nothing for us to take. Biden is speaking right now. So it's not, I mean, you wouldn't want to trade right now anyways. Not necessarily Biden, but they're discussing, Biden signing the CHIPS and Science Act to stimulate US semiconductor production, which is going to affect the market because this affects car sales and stuff, which doesn't necessarily directly affect the market, but it does affect the market as a whole. So yeah, unless I see anything good, I mean, might be wrapping it up for the day soon. Doesn't look like anything good's going to be coming along. I've had a couple FOMO trades, so that's pretty much it for me. Nothing else good here. See if there's anything else over here. Yeah, Maddie said discipline day for me. Needed a day like this to test my patience. So Maddie over here, no trades. Just like Maddie said right there. There's nothing else for us to really take right now. I mean, these are my FOMO trades. I mean, luckily I made profit off these FOMO trades, but in general, there's just nothing for us to take. News prices again right here. So even if we wanted to take a sell, it would not meet criteria. All right, so let's see if there's anything else right here. Yeah, Maria said the SR zones have changed. Yeah, the SR zones keep changing as well. So typically they don't change like this. You know, you guys have seen this where they've just been pretty much the same. I'm gonna have to redraw these again right here. Typically they don't really change. They just stay as they are. But you can see right here that these zones just keep changing. I'm gonna have to redraw all these zones actually. So a couple of things here in the market that have been throwing us off. And you guys have noticed, like every couple of seconds, these, like even the zones that I draw on the chart, I'll draw like one big zone and it'll just disappear. These SR zones right here are also kind of appearing and disappearing, which is super annoying because we don't typically, it doesn't typically happen like that. Like for example, right here, I don't know if this right here latches onto this one. I mean, it looks like it kind of does, but I can't say for sure. And this one right here. Yeah, all these zones here are different from what I had earlier. I don't know. I don't know if this is a data issue on TradingView side or connection issue on my side, but this wasn't happening the past couple of days. I've been trading the same place for like the past 5 days. There hasn't been this issue. There's a buy right here, but the trend meter is blue. Yeah, no, Maria said maybe it's because price is in a range. So I could see the SRs changing, Maria, but not my drawings. So my drawings here have been changing throughout the session. So that's like, I can see the SR changing. The SRs are they're revolving, right? So like whenever we have a new zone, like so for example, I had a zone right here drawn up, right? Now that price is pushed along this way, this zone is no longer valid. I mean, it's valid, but it's no longer there. There's a better zone available. So if I delete this right here, that zone is no longer there, right? We have a new zone right here. So the zones are fine. The thing that's not supposed to be changing are my drawings. So you can see these drawings right here that I'm putting up. These over here don't change. Like as soon as I draw them, they're supposed to be stuck there because I put them on manually. So these aren't supposed to be moving, but they are moving for some reason, which is weird. So yeah, C-Soup said the market's gonna be ranging for a bit. Yeah, I agree too. I mean, the market's been ranging pretty much all day today. There hasn't been really much movement. But yeah, it's 6:35 right now, guys. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Otherwise, I will be wrapping this up soon. I have to catch a flight today, going back home. Finally, been on this vacation for too long. It's been like 6 or 7 days. I'm ready to go home and trade back in my office again. And we'll pick back up with our mentoring session tomorrow as well. So John said it seemed like a short vacay. I mean, yeah, it seems short, but I was here for like 7 days, 6 or 7 days. So it felt pretty long for me. I don't like going on long vacations. Typically I like 3 or 4 day vacations or even less. 6 and 7 is just way too much. Yeah, C6 said every day is vacay. Maddie said Hawaii is hella slow. Oh, 1 day feels like a whole week. Yeah, I know. I pretty much did everything here already. So the next time I do come back to Hawaii, I'm going to be going to Maui. Oahu's cool, but it's everything's kind of spread out here. When I go on vacation, I like going to like resort style type places. Oahu's not really much of it's like a party city, but not really resort style. Let's see, Tyler said, I'll check that out, Tyler. Yeah, Tyler posted a link in the chat. But yeah, guys, if you guys have any other questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Otherwise, I'll be logging off soon. I want to hit the gym before I go to the airport. So I'm gonna probably wrap this up. I mean, I made solid profits for the day, even for like these FOMO trades. So let me just add up my profits for the day so that you guys can see basically what I did. So on my first account, I made 1,100. My second account, I made 1,660. My third account, I made 1,370. My fourth account, I made 1,340. And then my last account, I made 1,360. Okay, so I did all right. Smaller than what I've been doing the past couple of days, but for these trades, these weren't even full entries. Like first trade was a total accident. Second trade was a FOMO entry. I didn't even reach the full TP. So I mean, for a FOMO day or like a shitty day like today, I did pretty okay, I guess. And I don't want to FOMO into any other trades. That's why I'm kind of like tempted to just call it a day. The trend meter here is blue as well, so there's not going to be any entries for you to take. You have to trade in the direction of the trend. So until this turns like red or green, you're not going to be looking for any entries here. Technically, you could take sells here because the pivot is indicating a sell, but as you can see, price is pretty much just ranging. Here's a clean chart over here. There's not much going on. Price has pretty much been within this range for I mean, I don't know. This is the range right now. Let me just draw this. So there hasn't been too much going on. Here's the current range for this right here. It's just going sideways. So you don't want to be trading when price is going sideways like this. It's just not, it's not worth the hassle. So let's see. Tyler said, safe travels. Thanks for taking the time on your vacation. Yeah, no, definitely, Tyler. I'll always take the time to make money, guys. Even if I'm on a vacation or I'm not on vacation, I'm gonna trade no matter what. But I'm glad that you guys were here with me. You guys basically took this trip with me. I've been live with you guys every day during this vacation, during trading days. So I mean, it's been pretty solid. I'm going to be in Cabo in the next week or so. So I'm going to take my laptop there. I'll be trading with you guys as well. I'll be in Cabo for about a week as well. Cabo San Lucas. That's more resort style living. So I think that'll be pretty solid. So I'll be there. I mean, I'm basically taking a vacation every 2 weeks. I was in Houston like 2 weeks ago. I'm here now, going to Cabo in 2 weeks, and then I don't know, maybe I'll take an Asia trip the week after. Thinking about maybe Korea. So well, let's see. John said Maui's great. Take the road to Hana. Yeah, no, definitely, John. Thanks for the tip. I will definitely keep that in mind. A C6 hit Korea is insane. Yeah, I'm going to South Korea, guys, not North Korea. So don't worry. I'll be back. Other than that, I think that's about it. I don't see any other questions here. If you guys have any like questions. Okay, so we got one thing here from Fahad. Let me just read this real quick. Fahad said, since there are no trades right now, I have an observation. This is a reversal strategy that was discussed before. When you have a low with the green candle, yeah, no, exactly, and or a high with the red candle. If the sell after the red candle, if you sell after the red candle or buy after the green, it seems that it hits 100 to 150 pips. Yeah, no, and I definitely agree with that, Fahad. That's a good strategy to apply in a ranging market. The problem with that strategy is that it repaints, right? The high lows repaint. So that's why it's going to be a bit of a risky trade to take for the strategy that we're applying with the rejections. It doesn't repaint because it's pretty much set. Like once it happens, there's no repainting, right? The SRs will already be there. So although that does work, Fod, I would consider that a bit risky. So you'd have to tie that with something else that pretty much solidifies it. That's why when I take a trade like that, I typically take it. So for example, right here, we have a low with the green candle, right? This is what you're looking at. And I do agree with you. It does push like at least, 100 pips or so. But what I use when I use the analysis is I tie it in with momentum, right? So that you can actually confirm that it's moving that way. But it does work, Fahad. Gotcha. Yeah. So Fahad to try it on the 3 minute from 6:30 to 8. We can try real quick. I mean, we have time. It's 7:41. So here's what I'm going to show you with that. So let's go over here real quick to 6:30. Okay. So guys, I see the issue with TradingView. The issue with TradingView is because they're updating their system. You guys can see here from the replay chart, this thing is brand new. This wasn't here yesterday. So I think the reason why TradingView is having issues is because they're updating their systems right now. That's why it'll change, or my drawings are changing throughout the day. So let's just check this out for Fahad real quick. Let's see if we see anything here. Oops. So he said from 6:30 to 8. All right, so let's see. All right, so you're looking for a high with a green candle. Or you're looking for a low with a green candle or a high with a red candle. So right here, 100 pips, that would have hit. Great. Let's look for the next one. You're looking for a high with a red candle. High with the red candle right there. That hit. Looking for a low with the green candle. That hit. So this might be better on the 3 minute. The thing with this is I never looked at this on the 3 minute, but let me see if there's any other ones here. Let's go back one. Nothing right there. Basically looking for a high with a red candle. And that's about it. So there was just a couple entries right here. There was like 3 entries right here and they all hit. The thing with these though is that they didn't repaint. So for these type of market conditions, this works well because price is just ranging, going back and forth. Whenever you have a ranging market like this, it's not going to repaint, right? Like if you're, so this is a good example right here. Fahad said to use this during these types of markets. If you were to use this, however, during a ranging market, like let's go over here real quick. So this is a ranging market. I mean, not a ranging market. This is a directional market. So for this, it becomes riskier. This is where it won't work very well when price is moving directional, because price will just keep repainting. See if I could find one here. So that one right there would have hit. Let's see. Just trying to see if I can find another example here. No, there's nothing there. Low with a green candle. Down is fine too. Looks like this might work best on the 3 minute. On the 1 minute, you're gonna see a lot of it's not gonna be as smooth as this. Because even with the, let's see. I'm like purposely looking for a loss here, but there's nothing here. All right, so let's see. All right, so we're gonna look for a sell right there. So like this one right here looks like it might have been a loss. Or let's see how far it pushes. Just draw right there. I don't know what your TP stop loss would be for something like this, Fahad. I'm assuming it'd be like same that we've been using, 1030. Let's see. So it's pushing back down and it actually hits TP. So it works pretty well. I mean, maybe this is something that's good on 3 minute. I can't really say because I haven't really tested it myself. This is the only time I've actually looked at this. This is market open, so it's not good right there. Yeah, Fahad said I've been testing it on the 3 minute during live session 6:30 to 8. Gotcha. Okay, yeah. So no, it looks good. I mean, for the most part, it looks good, Fahad. You might be onto something here. On the 1 minute though, I wouldn't do this because it does repaint more often than it doesn't. But looking at Fahad's kind of his his examples here, they actually work pretty well. I mean, for the most part. The thing with like when you go on the higher time frames, they don't repaint as much. So that's one thing to keep in mind. The 1 minute, it repaints a lot. So it's harder for you to use those. Okay, so here's one example right here. Like I'm just purposely looking for a loss here because I just want to see, like, whenever you guys are testing a strategy, the loss is going to teach you more than the wins, because the wins are going to happen. You know the strategy works, but the losses are really what. So this is a loss right here. The losses are really what's going to show you, okay, what could have been done differently here, right? You probably could have had a pinning momentum. Like for example, right here, we had a sell signal. There was no pin, or actually there was a pinning momentum. You might want to be trading in the direction of momentum. Sorry, the opposite. So right here, if you were looking for, since you have a sell momentum signal here, you'd only be looking for sells, right? You won't be looking for anything opposite. So that might be something to add on, Fahad. I don't know if you want to add that on to your, like, your requirements or anything that you're following, but I think that'd be something to, or actually, I'm just looking right here. It doesn't look like it would apply here either. Let me check real quick. So there's another high. Oh, no, there's no high there. So there's no high there, but there was one right here. So with that example that I just referred to, this here would have been a loss. You would have taken another one here. A high with the green candle. I mean, a high with the red candle. Basically the same entry. TP stop loss right there. That run. And that would have been a full TP. So this might be something that you want to add on. I don't know if you want to, but it's just up to you. I think that'd be another requirement that would be beneficial. B said it's during Asia. Yeah, this is during Asia session. So maybe a couple things to look at would be either don't trade during, I mean, have a certain time period, like you like to trade 6:30 to 8. Only trade during 6:30 to 8, and maybe add another requirement if you want, but it's not necessary. So yeah, B, thanks for that heads up. It was during Asia session, so it probably would have been skipped either way. So if you guys want to look at this during the mentoring session, just bring it up, and then we can even test it. We could test it even further. But I think as of now, we're just going to wrap up the session because there just isn't anything for us to take at the moment. Yeah, there really isn't anything to take right now. There's a couple entries that came up here, but it hasn't done anything. Price is still within the range. So the same range I drew right here, price is still within it. It's not nothing for us to take. So, all right, guys, I think that's it. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to email me or message me on Telegram. My flight today is going to be later this afternoon, so I'll be back in California probably like at 10 p.m. tonight because there's a time difference by 3 hours. So I'm going to be in the air for about like 6 hours. That's how long the flight is, and then I'm going to be ahead 3 hours once I get back home. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to email me or message me on Telegram. Otherwise, I will be back here tomorrow, same time, same place. I will just be back in my office versus here in Hawaii. So I will see you guys tomorrow, and then we will have our mentoring session tomorrow as well. So unless you guys have anything else you want to cover today, guys, I will see you guys then. And we will pick back with our trading for Wednesday, August 10th. So, all right, guys, have a great rest of your morning, great rest of your day, and I will see you guys tomorrow morning for the next